naturally, like there's gonna be like a mutual energy, like they're gonna teach awesome, and the people, members are gonna perceive them as a great class. I think the sometimes I feel like instructors, they overthink, like they try to put too much complexity into classes. They don't realize like how like simple, like just the essence of CKO really is. It's just a bag and a member, kick ass. That's it. Like, so I feel like sometimes people, they get lost, or instructors, they get lost with trying to differentiate from the meat and potatoes of what CKO is, you know, like from the simple stuff. So I think that's the reality of it. I think that the instructors who like really take off and do CKO good are the instructors who just stick to the basics.
Yeah, well, stick to the basics, work on motivating, because unlike, this is the thing, if it was an MMA gym, I would just expect them to work until they have to find their edge.
Yeah.
But, and I would understand, if you're a teacher and you got all this other stuff, you're coming into the gym, it's my obligation to get you into the mental state of mind. So a lot of them aren't, the members are coming in, you know, got a parking ticket, got booted, so you got to get them all feeling good again while they're doing it. But, and in class, it's almost so, it's got to be so annoying to hear me say it, but there's only fundamentals. If I was going to teach you basketball, if you play high school basketball, you're doing a jump shot. If you play in the NBA, you're doing a jump shot. I don't know, some people start thinking that there's advanced combinations, and they just, they need to work the jab.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm big, I know it's annoying, but you got to work the jab. You got to work the jab every day forever.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a day I don't think you don't work the jab.
No,
right?
not at all.
Like, what if that's, well, it's intermediates, and I think maybe there was a time I did that. I don't remember. See, I had started. The first thing I learned was Taekwondo based. I did karate for a while, and they taught me how to fall down for like the first 6 months.
Break fall?
Honestly, they were like, the whole class, the most deadly technique, the street lethal technique they taught me was the pencil roll.
Just to go forward?
And I was like, yeah. I was like, I hope I'm on top of the hill. I injure the ankles.
So it's not a fight, he's going to roll out of the way.
So basically, I was just learning how to fall.
Yeah.
They're like, listen, Mike, I was like, this is not for me. And then I learned at the first, when the gym first opened up, it was just different instructors came. There was a Kung Fu guy, there was an MMA guy, there was Taekwondo, there was boxing.
What, in your school, or when you guys started taking it to the max?
Take it to the max. Because Joe had left Tony Rentas, which was karate, but he was teaching kickboxing at the time. Kickboxing was more American style kickboxing, which was just adapted from like a Taekwondo karate stance. The head punches aren't emphasized in karate and Taekwondo, so your stance is, you know, you're tilted out.
But in karate competitions, though, you don't punch to the face. That's why, though, right? Everything's to the body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what they did was, and then Taekwondo took it a step further, would just make elaborate kicks because you're not worried about punches.
Yeah.
But then when you add punches in there, then you're like, oh shit, I can't stand this way.
Then it gets real.
Yeah. So, and then when you add grappling in there, so when I look at striking, I look at the MMA fights because I make a lot of combinations seeing what realistic happens.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that would say early on, well, let me go back to the super early days. So people from different martial arts would come in. That's how I met Josh from Clockwork, because he just came in. He's like, all right, I'm teaching jiu-jitsu.
Well, was he a black belt at the time, or was he?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't even know. No, he's a blue belt at the time.
Wow. That's a long time
Right?
ago.
Who did he study under? They were at Alliance, right? Alliance and the Gracies.
Garcia? Yeah, no, they're two.
He was under Marcelo Garcia?
That's Alliance. That's Alliance.
What?
If Josh was under Alliance, that's who Marcelo Garcia.
Marcelo Garcia. Is this breaking news here?
No, I'm not breaking news, but I'm pretty sure.
You're going to start a feud in the Brazilian
I'm
war.
pretty sure.
The Brazilian.
I don't really know. I just.
This is what probably happened at the club, actually.
I just go under the Gracie.
Do you think Marcelo was bouncing at that club?
No, not at all. No, not at all.
I watch Marcelo Garcia. I love him because he's got one of the best philosophies on. He tapes his sparring.
He watches it.
And then he sends them out. He's like, if I'm gonna grapple Marcelo Garcia, he's showing me what he's gonna do.
I've actually seen videos of him training.
And then what does he
I got
say?
one of his books.
Yeah.
Well,
What does he
I
say?
just met him a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
How big is he?
Shorter than you.
That's pretty short.
Wow. That's impressive.
So he's amazing. I mean, he's the best.
He's a monster.
And he tapes it, and his philosophy is if you're watching him do his thing, you're watching his sparring, then you're ultimately playing into his game, and he'll always beat you at his game.
Yeah.
Which is
Genius.
genius.
Yeah.
Because if like this, if you're watching, and there's people probably copycatting this, like Billy Blanks' is like cousin. So what you gotta have, Billy, you're gonna be losing in the overall because you'll have to wait.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like jiu-jitsu match.
Yeah.
He's leading you into the slaughter.
Yeah. It is funny though what you said about the copying, because I feel like that goes on so much now that like the cardio kickboxing aspect's taken off. Every gym and under the sun offers a cardio kickboxing class. People come to CKO, they take a class, and they go, I could do this. I don't care what, no matter what you do, where, this is the camera, right? So I don't, like, it doesn't really matter, like, where you are, just the consistency of that, knowing that you can go to any CKO, regardless if it's in New York, New Jersey, San Diego, Carolina, that you're going to get an amazing CKO style workout. Like, that's, like, you can't copy that. That's what I feel like
It's a very specific, it's like,
That's like 16 years in Mike's brain when he
yeah,
did that
like,
workout.
it's something but like just the stories that you guys, the Andreulas, and how Joe started the franchise, and like knowing where it came from and how it turned into what it has, like as a brand and as a workout, and even beyond that, just the people. Like you meet so many like amazing members that have awesome stories, like life-changing stories. Like 50, 60, 70, 80 pounds. You know, it's just you add years to your life with that. So like,
it's good to invest in yourself, and it's a good way to make your passion. You know, a lot of trainers out there should be looking to that eventually, looking, even if they're in your gym, if they're have the inkling where they want to open up a gym, they should talk to you about that, right?
I always say I'm always willing to talk. Me personally, like I'm always willing to talk to anybody about, because I feel like that's how I got my start.
I mean, it was just that quick.
Like I was a trainer, and then like I was in school for business management, and then I understood everything. Like, but somebody like me, I could feel like I boxed for so long, so like the working out aspect of it, like I had down. Like I understood how to box. I learned how to throw a couple of kicks, which isn't that hard for cardio kickboxing. At least it's not like I'm in Thailand training 12-year-old Muay Thai kids, you know. Which is when they're pro over there. You might say 12-year-old, but no, they're fighting pro. Like
that's why they're striking as a
You
side.
got to get mad at banana tree to kick with it.
Yeah, I've been saying, if you've seen any of the reboot camps, we hang up the banana trees.
Oof.
And what I look at Thai boxing for.
These shins must be ossified. You gotta be
No,
they're soft.
Our bags are about 100
Yeah.
times. It's like hitting a giant piece of celery.
Yeah.
It's like a piece of asparagus and it
What it
flays
does
all
is,
over.
if you don't hit it with English, if you don't snap,
Yeah.
it hits you in the head. You have to cut it, so you have to put English.
Yeah.
And lately, I've been doing that with my punches lately, which is to, what would you call? I call it putting like, you know,
You just turn it over.
turn it over.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I've trained with like a lot of different trainers.
Some people say yes.
A lot of time I trained with Joe, and he trains with like that Russian guy. Rush them.
Yeah.
They have like a different technique to that punching. Like everything's like a little more of a turnover and like a
So
little
what's
bit
your
more
philosophy? Because
of
mine
torque.
is that there's going to be a lot of different styles out there, and you kind of make your own way,
yeah.
right? Because Duke Rufus will say for the hooks, he keeps everything tight button hooks, and when you watch Anthony Pettis, it works. But then you look at Chuck Liddell, he's saying, take your hand
Club
and
fighter,
just
wing it.
smack. And are you going to tell me he's wrong?
Yeah. No, I think that's the
Yeah,
beauty of
big
like
for-
martial arts. You know, like because you learn what you do and you put it together, and you're an artist. You know, like, so that's why like John Jones
That's
or
a
like
good
you
way.
know.
That's what I didn't even think about.
Yeah,
martial
it's the
arts
truth.
like
They
that.
say martial arts, you're an artist because
Yeah.
like you're learning all these different type of styles, and together
You create it.
you're coming
for
together
yourself.
as like.
That's a good.
And,
That's,
and,
I like
and
that.
like in essence, that's what we do at CKO. That's why
the art,
that's why
yeah.
every instructor is different. That's why everyone has like their own different style. Like, perfect example for us in Bayridge, like if you go to like me and Ben, just say me and Ben, because we started just me and Ben. We have a whole staff now and everything. But just, at the end of the day, me and Ben started Bayridge, and now we got Williamsburg. But like, you go to Ben's class, people know he has a style. Like they know they're gonna listen to like awesome 50 Cent, Eminem music. He's gonna come. He's gonna make you feel like, wow, my abs are killing me today. My arms are. If I can't move my arms, and like people come to my class, they know they're gonna get that like cardio. Wow, Matt, like yo, this feels like a crazy boxing workout right now. Like you know, I have everyone doing sit-ups. Like yo, like we was the last 15 minutes of a boxing workout, stuff like that. Like don't get me wrong, we do like a lot of kicks in both classes and everything, but like at the end of the day, every instructor, like at every CKO, really has their own style.
You gotta be passionate. That's the main key.
Yeah.
If you're passionate, there's also a lot of other tricks, but if you're passionate, it'll come across to the members and they'll work hard for you.
Yeah.
And if you're not, then they won't. So that's what, you know, we've got to pride ourselves on, keeping them passionate, fired up, and realizing that you're really helping these people out. If you're in class, you could have been having the worst day ever. You got no release. People aren't telling you good things. They're telling you you're terrible, you're lazy, you're late, or whatever. And when they come to the gym, try to build people up.
Of course.
Like custom auto with Mike Tyson. But then you create a monster. I do that all the time.
That's what I feel like, especially more so like that like frame of mind, what you just said. What I try to personally, like I try to like incorporate to our kids class. Like, so when we have our kids class like twice a week, and like I try to tell our instructors or like just in general the kids, or the way my philosophy is towards the kids program is like, if you're a kid, you're growing up your whole life, and maybe until like you're 20, 21, like people are always telling you what to do. They're always telling you, oh, listen, you have to sit down, eat your lunch, or go to school, you got to go to soccer. Like, this is the one time that when we have the kids, like, we try to make them feel like we're peers.
Oh.
Like, we're not looking down on you. Like, I'm not the teacher scolding you. Like, listen, we're working out because it's cool, it's fun. We're going to work out. We're going to understand why we shouldn't drink soda, maybe why we shouldn't have pizza when we do. Yeah, granted, every kid should, enjoy it. But, like, I try to tell the instructors, like, this is we're doing this so we're going to be stronger.
Yeah.
Like, so that's like the one time I feel like I try to tell instructors, like, make them feel like you're a peer, not like, we're scolding them. Don't get me wrong, there are some pretty bad kids that come to class, but they're like, I don't know what the hell their parents feed them before.
That was the main split with the Japanese style and the Korean style martial arts. You're a piece of dirt when you start and then you work your way up.
Yeah.
But it doesn't motivate the masses. And with kids, for me in karate, I didn't like it. I would have liked that style better.
People always say, like, especially, well, I just have my kid in Taekwondo. Taekwondo is like the ultimate, or any martial art is the ultimate, I'm the master, you're the teacher. And, like, I feel like we try to break the mold from that, or like try to tell kids, okay, listen, we're adults, but come on, we're going to go work out. This is why we're going to go work out.
It's good to a point to be like, to have the rank system, but it's very easy to be corrupted, the master to be corrupted, and people are literally calling you, like, they're calling him master. Yeah. But I like Renzo. Henzo, you call him?
Henzo.
Damn, they flipped that damn R for me. And everybody starts all their names, Hoyler. They all have our names.
Oh, yeah,
why? Yeah, why to mess with me?
I don't know, it's Portuguese.
Yeah. So, when the most important thing about jiu-jitsu is you get humbled all the time. So when the master can get humbled, then they don't get crazy and tell people that I can hit you with an invisible punch and knock you out. Yeah, which happens. I watch those videos all the time. I love those. If I could learn an invisible punch, I don't think I would do it.
This guy just fall down.
You don't think I would be doing that all day long?
It's like those down south churches when they pass out.
The snake oil. Like, I'm talking in tongues. I'm gonna start that. I'm gonna have invisible hand strikes, talking in tongues.
That's funny.
That's about it. But that's about it. Is there any other messages, short clips you want to get to? I was going to ask quick fire rounds. Who has better pizza, Hoboken or Brooklyn?
That's a question? Come on, man. Brooklyn.
What was I going to ask? If you could, okay, you walk into a bar. I don't even know if you drink.
Of course.
What do you order?
A beer.
What kind?
Depends what they have on tap. Depends what season it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's
it would be a Brooklyn summer right now. We went to a bar. Brooklyn summer.
Brooklyn summer. Right. That's good. That actually tells you a lot about people.
You think so?
Yeah. Definitely.
Really?
I do. It tells me a couple things. It tells me you like beer. You like Brooklyn beer.
Yeah.
You're picking out specific seasons. You understand that. You probably understand a lot more about beer than. Yeah. So.
I'm a beer snob.
Yeah. What would I get? I would probably walk in and get something pretty hard, like a kiwi strawberry wine cooler. Get some.
A limerita. That's what you.
I can have limerita. They'll kick me right out of Brooklyn.
Get out of here.
Brooklyn's so much fun. When I went, before Carroll Gardens was open, people would just open the door, say, "What's going on in here?" They're just.
Yeah, they didn't know.
No, they just come in. Where, if you go to one of the suburban gyms, they're not going to just walk in.
No.
It takes a lot.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I drove by for 6 months."
Now I want to know what you
Brooklyn's
need.
like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing here?
They'll come and ask for money. They're like, hey man,
I like it. I like the neighborhood of it. Obviously, the food in Brooklyn's phenomenal. If you're not to, you know, if you had to grab, the scenario is your house is burning down, you got to grab one item, what would it be?
my girlfriend.
Yeah, she's safe, obviously.
Okay. I just want.
Like to have.
I got to sleep on the couch if I don't answer that
Yeah,
question.
that would be bad.
What would I? My fantasy football trophy. That's for my cousin right there.
All right,
So,
all right.
stuff
That's
like
it.
that.
You want that going. That's an important question. I don't know if I have anything. Grab my computer. That's
The
really
computer.
bad.
This camera, so we don't lose the podcast.
Grab the podcast. If you could say something to your 18-year-old self, what would it be?
You're gonna keep breaking your nose. Just deal with the non-breathing that's gonna be an issue in years to come. Just get ready.
Did you ever see the Josh Barnett video? He's at a CrossFit and the guy does a thing and he hits himself, breaks his nose.
Oh no.
So Josh Barnett's like, all right, let me see that thing. He just starts grabbing him, puts him on the floor, takes 2 pencils, and then he's like, you got to keep the pencils in, and then he sets it.
Ugh.
That was the key, because if you set it without the pencils, and if you breathe out, you ever see what
gonna
happens?
blow up.
Your face
Yeah, it
still blows up.
Yeah.
The air goes into here, and then your face looks like the Elephant Man. But if you put the 2 pencils, then it'll keep the
the
airways
canals,
open.
yeah.
So next time you break it, 2 pencils.
I'll never forget the first time I broke my nose. They like put some like paper, the tissue paper, whatever the hell it was, gauze up my nose, and it was in there for a couple of days. And I went to go take it out. Yo, I never knew they could put something that big in your head. Like they took it out. It was like it was like 10 inches. I was like, whoa.
I can't handle
Yeah,
that.
that's crazy.
My nose,
that's
what
funny.
would it look like if it was broken? It'd be so bad.
If you look still close, you still see it's like a little dent on my nose right here. You can still feel it, but whatever, happens.
What was it? If they hit you with a jab?
I think I got like caught like a right hand or something, like over right hand, right to the grill.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I didn't. We didn't have any. A lot of things. My base wrestling, I should have got in earlier. Even after I knew stand up, I didn't know
I know
wrestling.
a couple of my good friends. One of my first coaches, Kid Philippe, Nova. He comes out here. He goes to. I know a couple guys go to Edge.
Yeah.
Go to Edge. Yeah, for wrestling.
Yeah, they have. It's a great. They got a great good youth wrestling program too. They're doing like really young kids.
The youth wrestling in Jersey is unbelievable.
Mhm.
It's better than New York, or at least the city.
When I was at Ringside Boxing, the owner was like naming towns in New Jersey with kids that I was like, they really follow this
Yeah,
stuff.
no, it's big over here.
Wrestling's good. It's a good sport. Boxing is a good sport. Jiu-jitsu, good sport.
And any instructors have wrestling backgrounds? Or that with CKO?
Oh, I'm sure.
That's interesting.
I'm sure, but
Sean?
Wrestling background?
Yeah, Sean was.
I don't think they
wasn't he?
apply as much. Wrestlers have the tough transition into turning into strikers, but they
Yeah.
will as soon as you realize again what the foundations were for your shot, then you can apply it to your punches.
Yeah.
What other questions did I have there?
Wait, we got a
Oh, yeah.
question from Twitterverse here.
Okay.
They want to know if you and Matt would be down to do a anti-bullying thing for kids, bring in the
Oh,
kickboxing,
100%.
go into schools.
That's actually a great idea.
I mean, all scheduling and how often, it would be. So, yeah, well, I'm down, 100% down for that.
Yeah, we could.
We'll
we could
videotape
set
it so they
something
can
like that
watch
up.
it.
Oh, yeah, I'm down 100%. I'm big on that, trying to teach the kids.
Well,
Teach the
I'm
kids.
trying to think. What would I?
Teaching them martial arts.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
With
morals.
a
and stuff like
anti-bullying.
that.
Kind of like what you were saying with the wrestling about we're gonna wrestle, but you're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
They should learn. They should definitely learn how to do it.
Yeah, I think there's a big difference between fighting and self-defense. Like, you always want to be in a position where if it does pop off, does get real, then you're more than capable. You're confident.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that kid that just like, you know the way you always read stories now like gang assault is like
Yeah.
a new felony or something like that, and like you never want to be that person like who just was in a state because you couldn't defend yourself.
How about this? And this is what they call it, the rape choke, which I was trying to apply to grown men, is not, you can get out of it I believe people die from it because they just panic.
Yeah.
So they should at least learn that. They should learn how to shrimp and get off their back, right?
Yeah.
And they should learn like basic circling and not moving back
Yeah.
and tripping. And then it's a good introduction. I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm not going to teach kids to beat them up. I certainly, when I teach kids, I shouldn't. Well, you teach them and you just give them a respect that they. That's where you need the martial art kind of philosophy. Like you gotta really mentor the kids so they don't just start beating people up. They generally don't, though.
Well, Matt was saying too with the jiu-jitsu, you said it calms you down to the point where you're less
calms
apt to get in a
But
fight.
even like with boxing, even when I started boxing at a young age, like I was like 14, like by the time I was like doing it for like a year or so, like I knew like, okay, I can probably kick it a lot of people's ass, like at 15, whatever. And like I'll never forget one time I was out and like someone just tried to be like really stupid, even since I'm wise to me, and I was fighting in like a couple of days, like 4 days. And I was like, you know what, man, like I just let it go over my head. I was like, whatever, man, like I got a real fight to fight.
Yeah, you got to find out how much is it worth.
Yeah, exactly.
To get into that, because usually people coming at you, they don't have anything to lose.
Yeah.
That's the worst, because especially in Hoboken, I think Washington State has a law where we can do combat. If we both, the cops can be there, and if it's like, will you enter this combat with me? It's a really official thing, and then they can street fight.
Really?
You can't like beat somebody to death.
This is in the District of Columbia or Washington?
Washington State.
Washington State on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
What's it called? There's a name for it, right?
Something combat, I don't know. It's like social combat or
That's
something.
awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing, because at times people do need to get smacked.
As long as both parties agree,
And both
the
parties
cops will
agree,
be involved.
and then
yeah.
also what are they going to do? They're probably going to not take it so far.
That's awesome.
There's
That's an
videos
awesome
where
law.
the cops are sitting there and they're like, and then after they go to
It's a
ground,
gentleman's fight.
they break them up like hockey.
Yeah, slap somebody in the face with a leather glove.
Yeah, you should watch it. There's one.
That law.
There's one of these guys that walks around like a superhero.
That's pretty cool,
that
man.
has that fight.
That's an awesome law.
What the hell's that name? Like,
We'll find out.
Positive
We'll Google
Washington State there. That's what you got.
How did people know on Twitter to ask us a question? I thought this wasn't live. Oh, you got fans.
This is called, this is the magic.
They know you're on though. We
Oh,
always
yeah?
announce who's on. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. They don't know how
What
the
else
hell
gonna do? Well, they will now. The point is, like, we just keep getting reps, have your back, keep moving forward. I look at this just like you learn jujitsu. We're white belts, but most people aren't even going to start jujitsu. So if you go to like 6 months of jujitsu, you're probably going to be better than 99% of the people, because they're not going to try.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not even trying
Yeah.
jujitsu. So at least you know basic fundamentals. So this is just getting the game up, keep pushing it, get some better sponsors. Not better, sorry, Guido. Last American Guido is a huge step up from men's wax.
It's whack.
Bear for Men. It came 6.
You were in that? You were in that movie?
No, Bear for Men is not. That was not that one. That was.
You have a blooming acting career going on?
This was a body wax.
Really?
Yeah.
A men's body
Bear for Men
wax.
is not the. That wouldn't be in that movie. Large amounts of money maybe for that. Then we're Last American Guido. We're gonna move on. Maybe we'll get On It or some supplement brands. We need some cashola. Maybe Hayabusa. Cash money.
Didn't we have some ringside gloves?
Yeah, Ringside. Really nice guys. I'm actually Ringside. I'm sure would sponsor this with equipment.
Yeah, true.
And I went out there. They have some beautiful equipment. They have some new stuff coming out.
Their gloves are very underrated. Very, very underrated.
Well, what they were telling me is that like Everlast at some point became a license. So even Ringside produced Everlast. So Ringside and Combat Sports is the same company. And they'll say, listen, Everlast say, give me 20,000 pairs of gloves. They'll make them.
With Everlast.
But then somebody else might make them. So there's no
Same glove.
consistency.
Yeah.
Hayabusa uses a lot of our pictures of you wearing Hayabusa.
Yeah, Hayabusa
Really?
has
Yeah.
shared a couple of things that we've
Really?
done, yeah.
They've liked the ones in
They're not-
Paris
they're
when he
great
jumps in
company.
front
You know
of
what's a
the
good
Notre
company banging? That's like really blowing up on Venom.
Venom, yeah.
I have
Rev Gear's used a few of our
I have
photos
some,
too.
some Venom gear.
Who else? I like
You have Venom shorts
Yeah.
too.
I know. I used to have Hako shorts until they took them in Costa Rica, because there's a Hako.
Hako Beach. So
Yeah,
they
I
took
was
his
getting my
Hako
laundry
shorts.
done. I was like, where the hell are my shorts?
You know what's awesome? Brand company, they don't really make fight gear, but you would probably like that stuff, but they make like a lot of nostalgic fight gear on Roots of Fight.
Roots of Five.
Really cool, really cool stuff. They have like Cassius Clay shirts, Mike Tyson
Oh, yeah?
shirts.
I
Yeah,
just got
Gracie stuff, a lot of Gracie stuff too. It's really, really cool.
What is it?
Roots of Fight.
Roots of Fight.
Roots of
Yeah,
Fight.
definitely check it
We'll
out.
check that out.
Definitely
I think
cool.
it's sponsored by that. Roots of Fight. Besides that, guys, how much time did we do?
Oh yeah, 8 hours. Oh, how much time did you
Done 8
do?
hours.
I've shot 25 minutes.
Anything else?
That's it, the quick fire questions.
Well,
We went out for tangents.
I had it written down. Tangents is
Podcasts are all about tangents.
Yeah, right. That's what.
My first podcast.
Right. I mean, we shouldn't even call it a podcast. Somebody pointed out it should be called
You took his
video
podcast
cast.
virginity.
Don't.
Papa Cherry.
Podcast.
Papa's Cherry.
I'm just used to it.
What?
It's a show. Listen, if this was on networks, and eventually, okay, so it's 2014 right now. What do you think the world's going to be like in 2030? That's 15 years. So I'll be like 30 years old.
2014 in 2030, 16 years.
Yeah. What do you think?
I'll be 46.
What do you think your daily routine's going to be like? That's 15 years.
Hopefully, I'm a black belt by then in jiu-jitsu for a couple of years. Hopefully.
I'm talking. You don't think you're gonna have like robotic arms in
No.
15 years?
Hopefully I'm still a part of CKO. Hopefully I have whatever CKOs I have. At least hopefully I have like at least 3 or 4. Hopefully they're running themselves by then.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can just pop in, say
hello,
hi, make sure the wheels are turning.
Teresa.
Hopefully I have a bunch of kids. Hopefully I'm married with my girl. Hopefully I'm growing vegetables,
Yeah.
chickens
And
and
still,
stuff.
what about where would you live? Especially where if. So CKO's running itself, everything's smooth. They're like, go move wherever you want. Would you stay in Brooklyn?
My girl's family's from upstate.
What
And I'm always looking at like stuff up there, like eventually.
What part of upstate?
Walden. It's like, you know where the outlets are, like in Woodbury. You know where the outlets are? It's like up on the thruway. So
Not
it's a
as
little,
upstate as me.
it's a little past. Where are you from?
Rochester.
Oh yeah, it's a little past.
Like
that.
Ontario, Canada.
what,
You're past
oh,
Rochester? No way.
No, they're not past. She's
You're
not
like,
past.
You're in Rochester?
Yeah, by Buffalo. Like,
Oh, that's
up
far.
there.
No, she's way before.
Yeah.
She's on like.
That's what
going
I think of
towards
upstate,
Albany.
though.
Yeah,
I'm like,
she's
oh,
going towards
Rochester,
Albany,
Buffalo,
but she's probably,
Syracuse.
like, a couple hours before Albany. So I'm on the thruway. So I'm always looking at houses up there. I can definitely see myself having a house up there, and like just bouncing around over here to make sure everything's cool.
Yeah, it is pretty nice up there. You start realizing there's a lot of farmland.
So much land,
But
so
it's
much
very,
land.
very cold.
It is cold. The winters do suck up there. But
Oh,
you know what?
winters do suck.
They have so much land and stuff, and it's so cool. I actually know one of our members. There's a couple who does it in Williams. They come to Williamsburg. They live like down here Monday through Friday, and then they go up there on the weekends. And I would love to do something like that. You know, I would love to do something like that. That's the plan.
That's the plan.
I don't know. So far, I think I'm kind of executing on whatever plan I had. So.
Yeah, it's tough to leave the city. You know,
Oh yeah,
It's
no,
gonna be
I
hard.
would never want to leave Brooklyn.
it's gonna be very hard.
I would never want to leave. Brooklyn.
I was thinking, you know, what's Brooklyn gonna be like? It's gonna be high tech. It's gonna be like the Fifth Element.
It's going to be like
Brooklyn.
it's gonna be like a mix between Biodome and the Fifth Element, something like that.
Do you think we'll ever have jetpacks? Because for a while
Did you see, they introduced the jetpack last week.
No, I didn't
You
know
didn't see that?
No.
It's ran on like hydrogen peroxide and something
you
else
kidding
and
me?
silver.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you didn't
Wait,
see
not a
that?
jetpack in the
Shitload of
water,
silver.
though. A different
No,
jetpack?
like no
Like a
water.
flying
Yes, a
jetpack?
flying jetpack. You didn't see
Come
that?
on.
Google it.
No,
Google on
because
YouTube.
I knew that the first, even the military, they were trying to create platforms that had guns on them, and you fly around. But then when you shoot the gun, it makes the
Yeah, the kickback.
I'm telling you, listen, some like Boba Fett like jetpack thing, like something like hydrogen. I'm pretty sure hydrogen peroxide silver.
please,
So it's already
please.
here. So
Please.
this
All right, well,
this
then-
is next year's stuff. This isn't. You're talking about 20 years.
That will be incredible.
They're gonna have tanks running on jetpacks. by
That
then.
will be. Well, hopefully we don't have tanks. Well, I guess we'll definitely have tanks.
We'll have self-driving cars.
Well, I mean, I don't like that though. I don't want to have self-driving cars.
I just got a car with a cameras in it, so
yeah,
whatever.
in the city, I like it. I'm talking about. I would like to drive fast on my own sometimes.
I think if we don't stop, the pollution's gonna be like China here.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
bad.
I
It's
think
gonna
we
be like
just-
gas masks.
We
so-
just exported out pollution
Underwater.
to China. Like that, basically they're making the same mistakes they did on the Hudson River, you know, all of New Jersey. It was a mistake because they didn't value how much the land was going to be worth, or the water.
What they say the water levels rising like 6 inches every year or something like that in the world.
I hope not. But
You guys are gonna be gone.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
You guys are
The
gonna
hurricane
be-
already
just-
almost took us.
Yeah, probably. But
Don't- if
maybe-
I was you, I wouldn't pay my rent the last like
Yeah.
year before it happens. Save some money. Seriously. You guys are just
I'm
investing
just
in
gonna
rafts.
hope- I got an exit strategy though, because I'll just take a little boat all the way up to upstate New York, jump on your farm.
You guys are already on the water.
Yeah.
I feel so bad when it rains bad. I'm like, oh man, is Hoboken opening today? Like, you know, like when you guys see
Well, they just
Terrible.
built it in a. It used to be a water back there. was marshland.
You guys are just gonna have sandbags up to the second floor.
Yeah, we just swim over there.
probably
Actually,
do.
we're on the second floor.
Remember when Jim was carrying members on his back
Yeah.
across the puddles? Because
You could take a boat.
the flood happened during Mike's class, and it just rose
Really?
during
It's
the
that
class.
quick. It'll happen
Wow.
like this. You're walking. There's no water.
15 minutes, it's 3 feet.
Depends.
Yeah, they're saying like all the major like coastal cities are gonna be done within like 30 years, like Miami, like.
I believe it
New
just by
York.
what happens
I
here.
don't know. I've been hearing some different information. Even on, I hate to, like, the amount of carbon being released is not as great as it's ever been. I was on the assumption that this was the, but like during periods where dinosaurs were around, there was enormous amounts of carbon in the air. And they say what happens is when you
Were they
burn,
driving SUVs?
they were. What happens is you can absorb. We can find ways to absorb the carbon, and we can find ways to, deflect, even filling up, diverting the water so it doesn't flood
Yeah.
here. Like you can make big, humongous lakes in
Yeah.
Nevada.
Well, we might as well
That's
just
what
be
I'm
Venice.
hoping. That's why Dylan has a genius kid, Max, who's on this, and I'm trying to say, Max, you gotta start getting work on this because you're gonna have tremendous debt from the country, and you guys are gonna have to solve how to save Hoboken.
Save Fioris.
Save Furies, just make a little pontoon boat of Furies. I'm fine. I'll live out in the water. I'll make a biodome that sails away. I'll get a Carnival cruise ship.
I think we're screwed. Too much. I just seen like something on Greenland and all the glaciers or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
Oh my
burning.
god,
Listen,
we're done.
that's it. And it's like the whole thing, even with slavery, I feel guilty, even though my family's probably in southern Italy being peasants.
Yeah, just chilling.
I didn't really cause the pollution, but I live a pretty minimalistic life. I probably use the same resources like somebody in a third world country would use, I would imagine. Maybe not, maybe. Like water, gas. I don't use that much.
They're probably kickboxing for food over there.
Yeah,
though.
that's true.
We're just kickboxing to work out.
There's something beautiful about not, like even in Thailand you hear the stories and like they live, in Thailand it's not that bad. Actually I think it's really bad right now. They're having riots in the street.
Really.
Political unrest. But there's something beautiful about just being able to provide for yourself. Costa Rica's like that. You can grow your own food. You don't want for a lot.
You fish.
Yeah, you fish.
Still lining.
They have complete faith that everything's going to be fine, and it just turns out. And here you just construct a lot of problems and issues that might happen, probably won't happen. So I don't think our lifestyle of getting more stuff is going to add to the problem. I mean, help the problem at all. But we use too much stuff.
Yeah, we're just a society of consumption. Yeah, that's it.
That's the message.
Excess garbage, regardless if it's food or plastic products.
That's why I'm getting chickens.
Chickens
I'm gonna grow my own chickens and eggs and
and avocados.
avocados.
Bad avocados. They're gonna be big.
Our avocados are piece of shit. Hoboken avocado.
That'll be like
Want my money back.
when you go to Whole Foods and you're paying like $50 for an avocado this big for Hoboken branded.
Are there any Whole Foods and stuff like that over here? No?
There's one.
Edgewater.
Edgewater. Really? Edgewater's nice.
Edgewater's really nice. They're building it up.
Is there
And this
Whole
is
Foods
A little
back in the day.
Okay.
Jersey City. If you look at the architecture, everything, you can tell at some point Jersey City was really nice, and they looked down on the Hoboken people. You know,
They
because
lived
they
in
were
a
up on a
swamp.
cliff. Why? Because we lived in a swamp. Edgewater was a swamp.
Really?
And now, hopefully nothing ever happens. To at least a natural disaster would wipe us off the map.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It's been fun. It's been real. Matt, we're going to have you back. There's too much stuff to talk about.
Yeah,
really.
this is fun.
This
We didn't even
was
talk
fun.
about everything.
We didn't. I feel like we'll come back in a couple of weeks, possibly.
Months, weeks, whatever.
Months.
If you guys don't go in the water by then,
If you go on the water, we'll have to I'll call you for my...
you'll lose all this expensive equipment.
Checkweather.com before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. Look at the ground floor. There's
It
no
was
you don't
raining
see the
today,
flood lines.
now that I think about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Your car's been swept.
Dylan, you lost the old studio in one of the floods,
Yeah,
right?
Dylan, that's
Yeah.
actually...
Is that why
This
you're
is
on
my
the
second
floor?
studio. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
The last one was destroyed in Hurricane Irene.
Sorry,
Actually,
dude.
it was great. Yeah, that was a big...
It's a good thing.
step up.
Best thing that ever happened to me in a lot of ways, but whatever. Fuck it.
Appreciate it.
Heck it.
Thanks for letting me come down, Mike. Thanks.
We
Yeah,
can,
hit
we
me
can
up
say
with that. All right, guys. Talk soon. Is there any information you want them to hit you up? One quick question I was supposed to ask. Like, is there anybody? Do you use Twitter?
Yeah, I
Or
use Twitter.
anything?
Yeah, I use all that stuff.
Do you follow anybody that's really funny or have any recommendations?
I follow Anthony Jeselnik. I'm not a real big celebrity. I don't really follow like a lot of celebrities on like Instagram or Twitter or something. I just try to follow people I know.
Yeah.
So if you see me following anybody that's like half famous or somebody, whatever, it's probably just because like you or somebody like.
They might have
because I
like
know
a
them.
funny like thing. Well, thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. What about book recommendations, movie recommendations, music
Man,
recommendations?
my Bible is The Art of War. I
Yeah.
live and die by The Art of War. I tell it to read. Everybody read that. It's a quick read, but you're gonna have to keep rereading and rereading it to understand actually what they're really saying in
Yeah.
that for you to understand. And it applies to anything: business, relationship problems, what to eat. It applies to everything. I love that book. I just picked up a couple other books I haven't finished reading. I picked up Phil Jackson's 11 Rings. I'm a huge Bulls fan.
Yeah, that's
Michael
good.
Jordan. So like, just hearing like all the insight that he had, that was pretty cool. But
I was a big Bulls fan. Kim Jong-il.
yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
So
With Dennis
I
Rodman,
saw
I saw that.
He
Yeah.
loves it.
Yeah.
He doesn't see
Funny.
that like.
He's a big Dennis Rodman fan. Music, man. I take pride in this. I don't know what music you play. I like to say I play the best music in CKO in New York. That's what I like to say.
Oh, that's good. Well, you're not going to include it. Well,
I'm not gonna come here and bring the drama when I come to Jersey, but I'm gonna say in New York, no one plays music. I play everything. I play Nirvana, I play James Brown, I play the new. I don't even know what new songs I'm playing. Duck Sauce, I'm playing Tiesto, I'm playing Wu Tang, Nas, like Jimi Hendrix.
That's
I
good.
play everything. I play.
Yeah,
I try to appeal to everybody in class.
Well, that's the thing.
I was playing country music.
Well,
last week.
if honestly, if I was down south, I would be playing country music. If I was in Atlanta, whatever they want to hear, because the music, you got associations to
Yeah.
it, and when there's 100 people in class, you don't know what they want. And
Yeah,
some
of
people
course.
will tell me this is the worst music. Other people will tell,
Of course.
and that's the best when they come up to you. Like, you can
Yeah.
change that, but.
Many times people come up to me, they're like, "Yo, man, I was shazamming that song as the class was going." I was like,
That's
"Just
what it is.
Come up to me and talk to me after
I've been
class."
wondering what that app was.
Yeah.
It was. I kept wondering. That's the
Yeah.
app that tells you which
Yeah.
song. But mainly, I use DJs like David S. Toro, the Baltimore's DJ, Seattle's, and so you don't know. A lot of this new music is horrible. The club music.
Yeah, I'm like real anal when it comes to class. Like I'll try to play the song perfectly, time it for when people are attacking and stuff. So like, I've been playing a lot of Skrillex. The new Skrillex album's dope. Again, I play everything, like everything.
So Spotify though, can you switch?
On Spotify, the one you pay for, the interface is like really like iTunes. So if anybody has iTunes, Spotify
Does
interface.
it fade the songs for you?
No. No. So it'll just like play it and then start another one, like the next one you have in your playlist. If you don't have the one you pay for, you're gonna hear a commercial every so often, but
So you got to pay for
Yeah,
it.
it's like $8 a month.
Yeah, no, I have paid Pandora. It's
Yeah.
the only way to go.
Pandora's a little different though, because it gives you like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
recommendations. But the Spotify, you can listen to what you want to listen to when you want to listen to.
Mona
And,
uses it.
I use it.
Yeah,
Love
like,
it.
that's one of the first things we tell our instructors as soon as they start working for us or want to start being a part of CKO. We're like, yo, okay, get a Spotify account. They don't have to, but honestly, I just feel like it's really, really helpful.
Oh
for
yeah,
them.
it's either it's going to pump you up or it's going to pump them up, and either way, like it keeps me on my toes.
Because music could get really stale, like in your class. Like
okay.
if you're an instructor and you're the same 50 songs, you're always playing the same 50 songs. Like on my playlist, there's literally like, I literally go through 2,500 songs. Like there's 2,500 songs.
That's
on
the
my playlist.
thing. It's like if you think about stand-up, you see a stand-up once a year, so their material looks fantastic. Imagine they just came to our class once a year, but when you come every single day, I can't even repeat a joke.
Yeah.
Because if I repeat a joke, you heard that yesterday, it seems stupid because it's not spontaneous.
Yeah.
Right, Dylan?
Spontaneity.
Spontaneity is important, so I got to come in with a different thing about talking about banana hammocks and
Banana hammocks.
yeah, that's the best. Banana hammock certified. That's what I'm making, guys.
I was like talking about what's on TV that night because that's not.
That's
that
always good.
changes.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have the cable, but I look at Yahoo.
I love making jokes on Yankees fans because I'm not a Yankee fan.
Oh, really?
So when they lose, I'm like, take it on the bag.
Oh, I think you're gonna lose a lot of people on that one. Jesus,
No.
they take that to
I'm a
heart.
lonely Mets fan.
Yeah,
No.
I was raised a Mets fan
Yeah.
and a Jets fan.
I would love to talk about soccer more in classes, but no one knows anything about soccer, so I can't talk to anybody. It's like three people, like me, an Italian kid, and like a French guy. That's about it.
Yeah, that's no, we don't. I just I don't know anything about soccer, so I'm trying to think of some soccer jokes.
I just love soccer. Yeah.
I just usually hit them. I talk about parking tickets. They love that stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's so funny though. In Bayridge, like the mic, you could hear it outside. And so like when the meter maid's outside giving tickets, I was like, "We see you."
That's amazing.
I'll tell our members. I'm like, "Oh, the soulless meter maids are outside giving tickets."
I've never seen somebody. You got to be super hateful to get that job. They're like working. They get up like farmers in this town.
Yeah.
They're like at 4 in the morning drinking coffee, getting out there. I've never seen.
You know what though? Like they're like the was it juxtaposition when they say like two sides? Like
yeah.
Here we are like literally like 20 feet away from each other. Like
Yeah.
CKO, we're doing what we love. They're doing what. There's no way you can love that job. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
No one kid ever says I want to be a meter maid when I grow up.
Spiteful
It's
person.
terrible, you know?
Maybe you're like
Yeah.
took a survey and you were the most spiteful person ever. You're like, let me just.
So like here you have us doing what we love, and then just like
Doing what they
miserable. I don't
love.
know.
That's been fantastic, guys. You can follow Matt. I don't know if he's gonna pay attention to you on.
Well, my
some
Twitter
Twitters.
is Mattack, MATTACQ. I'm not really that popular. Instagram, same thing, MATTACQ, Mattack.
Yeah.
Facebook, Matthew David, because I don't like to put everything
Well,
out
it's
there.
good if you don't put that much stuff out, which is smart. Then Twitter feeds don't get clogged up, so they'll follow you. If you keep putting stuff out there, then they have to eliminate you.
Instagram more so.
Instagram, I like Instagram.
Because visual, it's quick. You know, if I put up something funny, you laugh. Nah.
So if you're a member, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I always like to put up awesome pictures of CKO classes too. Like,
Yeah,
you know, when there's
why
a
not?
packed class, like, you know, if you're in Hoboken having a packed class, we're doing the same thing,
Yeah.
you know?
Trust me, I
CKO.
always like them.
Yeah.
And they can go to the gym, so how can they get information?
Oh, so we got 2 gyms right now, CKO Kickboxing in Bay Ridge, 9106 4th Avenue, and then CKO Williamsburg, Brooklyn, 60 Broadway. I don't know the phone numbers offhand, so I know Bay Ridge, 347-497-4272, and then Williamsburg, I'm not really sure about, I always forget it.
They'll just email.
But yeah, just go on the website, CKO Kickboxing, Bay Ridge, Williamsburg, Brooklyn. My partner Ben, next time he'll come here.
Yeah, and he's probably body slamming
Yeah,
Triple H. Right
suplexing a kid right now. Do
He's
a
like,
table.
don't do this, kids.
This DDT.
I know it looks great, but don't do it. What about just they can? Do you have any offers for? Can they come in free? If
I
they
just
watch
come in.
this?
First class is free, man. And I always try to tell people, listen, if you're really not 100% sold on the first free class, try it again.
Yeah.
Come take 2. If you really want a free week, but at the end of the day, if you have a goal, the only way you're ever gonna meet is with CKO. You know, you're not gonna get it really anywhere else. You know, you're not gonna have a more fun, collective, quick, convenient workout than what we do. So.
And the price is fantastic, and you're gonna love it. For the amount of classes you're gonna get, you out of your mind. You're a silly person for not even.
Yeah,
signing
7
up
days a
already.
week.
It's crazy.
Not gonna beat it.
You're not gonna beat that. So, Matt.
Again, another pound.
Hold
I'll see you like that. That's what we do. We're in Brooklyn. Go like this. There you go. Good. There you go. All right. Okay.
Good.
Thanks.
All right, guys.
Got it.
Got it.
How was that? Good.
I thought it was fantastic.
Great.
Was it good?
That was a good podcast.
Yeah.